Day one of the annual Hauraki Exchange held at Mahurangi College, and the home side were out with a point to prove on the back of 4 straight losses to the visitors. The event kicked off in mild conditions with boys football, netball, rugby and hockey. Mahurangi went 3-2-2 in the last exchange, but after an exceptional effort against Mount Roskill earlier in 2016, hopes were high. Rugby had been blazing a trail in their competition, as were boys football without a loss this league season. We caught up with the teams on the day to find out just how things went as they attempted to write a new chapter in the exchange history books.
Yeah, team effort. I think most of us just put in the hard yards and no one really stood out apart from Bindy's miraculous goal. Don't know how we pulled that out.
Yeah, do you know where that came from, or is it something he's been doing on the training ground? Or?
He's done that a couple times, but I think it's just him being cheeky and just thinking he can have a strike.
I've done, just a bit of a fluke if you ask me.
And you got roped into the squad last year for this exchange when it was away at Hauraki. Of course, that was an epic 1-0 win there in the final couple of minutes of that match. How does this one compare to that game?
They're both pretty good actually, because we just came away with the win and one of the latest goals. But I'd say both of them were pretty nerve-wracking and both gave us a pretty good finish in the end.
And obviously the team's lost, so what do you take from a game like this moving forward with the netball?
Definitely got to go in and fight for the whole hour game and taking care of our ball, making sure that we're using all of the time that we can, putting in, most importantly putting our shots on the goal and having that determination through the defense level. Yeah.
And at full time, obviously a disappointing score, 25 points to 5. What's the atmosphere like within the squad now?
I mean, obviously it hurts, it sucks losing to such a significant game. I mean, it's one of the games that the boys look forward to for the whole season. But, we're still positive. We've got a bit of a break now, so it's important we just, get that confidence back up and get that ticket going for the rest of the season.
And going forward, what do you take from a game like this? Obviously, it's a one-off, being an exchange match, but what will you take from this going into your league competition in a couple of weekends' time?
I guess we just learn a bit from them. What they did a bit better than us. Just being able to play that fast rugby and they controlled it a little bit better than probably what we did throughout the game. And it's just going back to try close out and finish on a high for the rest of the season. So get back to kind of the structure we were a bit earlier on in the season. Just keep going.
And no goals today. What do you think was the cause of that? Were you just not dynamic enough on attack, or was the defence very tight?
I think our attack we were linking up quite a lot, which was quite good from the boys. Starting to do that this season finally. But have to give it to the Hauraki keeper. He had good air game. We tried to put all the shots high, and he managed to save them all, so well done to him.
And one last thing, obviously as the exchange stands, Hauraki now lead 3 matches overall to 2. You've got boys basketball tomorrow in the morning, followed by girls football. What are you thinking? Are you thinking Mahu can pull it back, or is this one in the bag for Hauraki?
It's always out in the open, but hopefully the boys basketball, shout out to them, hopefully they give a good game tomorrow, give the Hauraki a run for the money.
With the score set at 3-2 to Hauraki, Mahurangi needed the double on day 2 to secure victory. What do you think caused the loss, and by such a large margin in the end?
Offensive execution. They clogged our passing lanes because we weren't fast enough on the ball, didn't make enough cuts, just not enough off-ball movement, and ultimately execution when it came to finishing.
Obviously it's difficult for you to take a loss, but what will the side take from a match like this?
Definitely better intensity for the future. They really taught us to play the game at a better pace, and hopefully we'll take that into new games,
Okay, so first of all, Amber, a fantastic 2-1 victory for the girls' first 11 today against the Hauraki College. What do you think you guys did well today to get across the line on top?
Definitely teamwork. We hardly ever work as a team like we did today, and doing some passes together as well. Lots of passes,
So first of all, Nathan, another loss for the Mahu boys and girls overall in the exchange. Are you happy with the result at the end of the day though, or do you think you guys should have done better?
Well, as always, we could have done better. Like all teams, they played their hearts out, which I'm pretty proud of. So yeah, I'm happy in that respect. But of course, given the win to Hauraki, we could have done better, of course.
Yeah, and obviously you've been in the sports setup for a few years now. Mahu's lost 5 years straight. Do you think there's a reason for this? Obviously Hauraki is half the size of Mahu, but do you think the sporting culture's kind of there at Mahu still?
Yeah, I think the winning culture's there. Like, we definitely have the skills and the ability to win. We just kind of came up unlucky these last 5 years, so yeah, next year could be it.
My favourite motto is every experience is a learning experience, and I definitely learned something this exchange. I learned that Hauraki Plains was down south rather than up north, so obviously I wouldn't fare well as a geography teacher.